Abner's Personality Profile, King James Version, Life Application Study Bible. The honest compliments of an opponent are often the best measure of someone's greatness. Although Abner and David frequently saw each other across battle lines, the Bible gives us a glimpse of the respect they had for each other. As a young man, David had served under Abner. But later, Abner was in charge of Saul's campaign to kill David. After Saul's death, Abner temporarily upheld the power of the king's family. But the struggle between Abner and Saul's heir, Ishbosheth, about Abner's decision to support David's claim to the throne. It was during his efforts to unite the kingdom that Abner was murdered by Joab. Several years earlier, in a battle between Ishbosheth's army under Abner and David's forces under Joab, Abner fled and was pursued by Joab's brother Asahel. Abner told Asahel twice to stop following him. But the eager young soldier refused, so Abner killed him. Joab was determined to avenge his brother. Abner realized Saul's family was doomed to defeat and that David would be the next king, so he decided to change sides. He hoped that in exchange for his delivering Saul's kingdom, David would make him commander-in-chief of his army. David's willingness to accept this proposal was probably another reason for Joab's action. Abner lived by his wits and his will. To him, God was someone with whom he would cooperate if it suited his plans. Otherwise, he did what seemed best for him at the time. We can identify with Abner's tendencies to give God conditional cooperation. Obedience is easy when the instructions in God's word fit in with our plans. But our allegiance to God is tested when His plans are contrary to ours. What action should you take today in obedience to God's word? Strengths and accomplishments. Commander-in-chief of Saul's army and a capable military leader. Held Israel together for several years under the weak king Ishbosheth. Recognized and accepted God's plan to make David king over all of Israel and Judah. Weaknesses and mistakes. He had selfish motives in his effort to reunite Judah in Israel rather than godly conviction. He slept with one of the royal concubines after Saul's death. Lessons from his life. God requires more than conditional, half-hearted cooperation. Vital statistics. Where, territory of Benjamin. Occupation, commander of the armies under Saul and Ishbosheth. Relatives, father, Nah. Cousin, Saul. Son, Jaziel. Contemporaries, David, Asahel, Joab, Abishai. Key verse. And the king said unto his servants, Know ye not that there is a prince and a great man fallen this day in Israel? 2 Samuel 3 verse 38. Abner's story is told in 1 Samuel 14 verses 50 to 2 Samuel 4:12. He is also mentioned in 1 Kings 2 verses 5 and 32, 1 Chronicles 26 verse 28, 27:16-22. The chart and how to interpret. Joab is the son of Zeruiah and David's half-sister. He was one of David's generals and later, commander-in-chief. Joab was on David's side. Abner is Saul's cousin. He was Saul's commander-in-chief. Abner was on Saul and Ishbosheth's side, but made overtures to David. Abishai is Joab's brother. He was a high officer in David's 30 selected warriors or mighty men. He was on Joab and David's sides. Asahel is the brother of Joan and Abishai. He was a high officer. One of David's 30 select warriors or might men. Ishbosheth is Saul's son. Saul and Abner selected him to be king. Ishbosheth is on Saul's side. Abner's loyalty? Was Abner torn between a weak kingdom and a strong kingdom? Do you think Ishbosheth's accusation Abner was familiar with Rizpah should have caused such a response from Abner? Did Abner see the writing on the wall? No pun intended. Ishbosheth's service as king could only be short-lived because of God's promise to King David. Abner was tired of being between the two houses. Shortly after, he bonded with King David. He was allowed to go in peace. Although King David was not involved in Abner's murder, do you think Joab's action should have been addressed more severely by King David? Abner was respected in both Saul's and David's houses.